It's a look into the world of professional boxing like you've never seen before. At the Fights was a 6-year project by leading studio photographer Howard Schatz. Howard joins me now on Connecticut Style. Howard, this is such an impressive book. It's like nothing we've ever seen before.
Well, thank you very much. That was the idea. I studied every book that had ever been done on boxing, whether it was art or photography and all sorts of artistic things like sculpture. And I try to find my own way. And we worked very hard, and I believe that's what we did.
Were you a boxing fan to begin with?
I was always interested in boxing because having studied athletes in other projects, this is my 19th book, this boxing book, I realized that boxers are different from any athlete. They face adversity. They face an opponent who wants to knock them out.
That's true.
Imagine choosing that sort of life.
Sure.
And through the interviews in this book with the great champions, I came to understand what this courage and heart and passion for the fighting is.
I guess I should ask, how did you start putting the book together? I know you said it was a 6-year project. A lot of research, I'm assuming.
Yeah, first of all, I interviewed and photographed as portraiture all the important people in boxing who are not boxers: promoters, managers, judges, referees, cutmen, commissioners, heads of sanction agencies, television analysts, writers. And they really taught me, and those interviews are in this book. And then we went about finding the champions. And since I photographed for all the big magazines, Vanity Fair, ESPN magazine, Sports Illustrated, the great champions came to us, came to our studio, and we were able to make really great images.
It's incredible. In fact, let's put up some of those images so we could see what's inside the book. This is Mike Tyson, correct?
This is Mike Tyson.
He looks angry, Howard.
Well, you know, he has been photographed many times, and he understood about photography. I was sent by Sports Illustrated to Las Vegas to photograph him, and he gave me that scowl after we had explored all sorts of things. Within a minute, he went, "Milan," and his 1.5-year-old daughter came running up to him. Aww. He picked her up in his arms, and I have a beautiful father-daughter picture.
He wasn't so scary then, was he?
Yeah, and it's in the book as well. He was a great, interesting person, as all the boxers were.
All right, and this next one we're looking at?
This is Kasim Uma. Kasim Uma from Uganda. When he was 6, he was kidnapped by the Ugandan Liberation Army and was made a child soldier and did horrible things during his life. And he said that because they disciplined him by hitting him all the time, boxing came easy to him. And he said to me in the interview, "All I want to be in this world is a good person."
Wow, that's impressive stuff. Ooh, and what are we looking at here? This is unique.
Yeah, I wanted to make dynamic, energetic, powerful images that popped off the page.
Sure.
And so I used all sorts of methods to do that. I explained to the boxers what we were doing. They understood.
And they didn't mind it? They went along with it?
Well, you know, when a boxer sits in a corner in between rounds, he has gloves on, he can't even drink water himself. They give him water, they close his cuts, they clean him up. So I realized I can do anything. I threw water, paint. In this case, we threw salt, and I told Amir Khan, hit the salt so hard, and I was 40 feet away, that it hits the front of the camera. And he understood about making something that was powerful and dynamic.
Wow, it's just an incredible picture there. And someone's back here, right,
with James
tattoos?
Kirkland, and he has a great story. I mean, he had a very tough childhood. He did bad things. He was in jail, and he came out and found his way in boxing. And he leads a disciplined, serious, focused life as a champion.
Great. Now, I have to ask you, I know that in the book we find out where the term "let's get ready to rumble" comes from. Can you give us a sneak peek?
Well, throughout the book, there are all these interviews, and of course, Michael Buffer's in the book. He derived the term from Muhammad Ali, who said, "Let's rumble in the jungle."
Oh, sure.
And Buffer has copyrighted that term. No one can use it, and he sells it. He sells it to books, to television stations, to movies, and he's made millions and millions. Wow. He's really a really good man.
All right, so let's move on. Some of the things that boxers fear most.
The worst thing for a boxer, and they talk about this in the book, every one of them I asked about, what do you fear? They're not worried about getting hit. They're not worrying about getting cut. Some of them say, I taste blood and it turns me on and becomes more ferocious and more determined. They fear losing. Losing is shameful and awful. One boxer, after he lost a championship fight, sat in a chair in his apartment and cried for 10 days. He couldn't eat or sleep. He was in such horrible emotional pain. And through the interviews, we learned that.
Wow. Now let me ask you, what do you think is the biggest difference between boxing today versus years ago?
Well, they call it the sport of kings and eventually the sweet science, and it hasn't changed. But I wanted to try to understand in this book and through the interviews and through my photos what it was that was so courageous and made these boxers want to fight. And I sort of came to an understanding of it. And I believe what's really different are these photographs, which have never been seen before.
That's great. Now, Howard, where can we find the book?
The book can be seen in found in all the local bookstores, in Books A Million, Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com.
I mean,
online.
it's international. It's everywhere, right?
Yes, it's been all over the place, and it's been written up in newspapers and magazines all over the world.
Well, Howard, thank you so much for coming on Connecticut Style and sharing with us.
Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
All right, stay with us. More Connecticut Style after the break. The name again? The name of the book again is The Fights Inside the World of Professional Boxing.
At the Fights.
At the Fights. At the Fights. There we go. We'll be right back.
Thanks.